Violence happens for a reason.
How do I know what those reasons are?
But there are basically 4 factors that you consider. Well, the first one is it's the perceived justification of their action. This is the most important thing. So let me give you a classic example. A guy steps on your foot, for example. You punch him in the face. What's your justification for doing that?
He stepped on my foot.
My shoes are dirty.
They're new.
It's not necessarily the action of him stepping on your foot. It's the fact that actually my shoes are dirty now.
Right, okay, so you found your reason.
You've found your reason. It's a justification for punching him in the face. The second thing is how they perceive their alternatives to violence.
Right, by that you mean, is there another option?
Exactly. So you stepped on my foot. Do I have to punch you in the face? So if people feel like they don't have an alternative to violence, then they're more likely to act in a violent way.
But different people are going to have different ideas of what alternatives are. Some people's pride might be so high, their aggression level is so high that there is never an alternative. Other people may be more reasonable.
I mean, we're talking about very quick scenarios that are happening spur on the spot, but sometimes it could be just a grievance between 2 people. 2 neighbours are having a dispute over the fence.
Yeah.
But it'll escalate into violence if A, there's a perceived justification.
Yep.
And B, there's no alternative to that. So say, for example, an alternative to dealing with a border dispute with your neighbour would be to get a solicitor involved.
Yeah, take proper legal action.
Take legal action. But let's just say you can't afford it. Alternatives for action have actually been reduced.
It's kind of taps into the mindset of you're cornered. There's nothing left for you to do here.
Other than to resort to violence.
Okay.
So the third factor that you should consider, or that leads to violence, is consequences.
Right, okay.
Consequences is this idea that the person perceives the consequences as worth enduring.
Okay.
But the consequences doesn't necessarily have to be legal. It could be emotional.
Yeah.
It could be psychological in terms of your own confidence. So, for example, you've got an ego battle. And for some people, backing down has a huge psychological cost in that ego battle. They won't back down because what it will do is it will further damage their ego because they back down against a lesser perceived individual.
Right. Yeah. So then they have this issue in their own mind that they've lost something.
Exactly.
They're worth less in their head.
So the consequences of not engaging in the fight in the ego battle escalates even more.
Right. Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you've got the justification. You've got no alternatives. Now you've got the situation where the consequences are quite high.
Yeah.
So, and the consequences, as I said, are internal in this case, not necessarily
They can
external.
be. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that.
It doesn't always have to be legal.
Okay.
So the consequences are, I now look at myself very, very differently. Last one, ability. Your ability to actually enact a violent action actually counts to actually occurring. So you've got all the factors I mentioned before, but if you're able to actually elicit pain or some sort of violent action on a person, the higher your ability, the more likely you are, given you've got all the other factors. That's why it's in that order.
Right, okay, so because some people argue that if someone's really well trained, they're less likely to fight because they know the true danger. But if they're really able and already preceding that are the right justification, lack of alternatives, and consequences have been dealt with, the ability can be a real problematic factor because they know they're capable and all bets are off, so they're going to hurt someone.
Absolutely, because you've got all of those things already stacked up, and the last thing would be, have they got the ability to actually take action?
To deliver on the goods.
To deliver on the goods, to deliver on their threat. So what's the takeaway? Simply understand why violence happens. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. There are reasons and there are factors that actually contribute to it. So pay attention, try to understand it, and it can make a difference to your personal safety. Thanks for watching.